We are playing West Ham on Sunday. We've thrashed Cambridge. We've destroyed Leicester at their own game. Football. Gaz,
yes.
We're seeing signs of progression, or are we?
Yeah, I think we are. I mean, when you've got a manager like Van Gaal, it sort of feels like he's learning more about his players every single day, innit? So there's always going to be some sort of progression there. And I sort of feel like we're starting to try new things, and Van Gaal is starting to learn new things about the team. I mean, he came out recently and said, we're not going to be playing this 3 at the back as much anymore. We're going to switch to a 4-4-2. Because he's obviously learned that his players play better like that. And I've seen certain things in recent games where players are trying stuff that, you know, a bit of flair, something unexpected. And that is something that we didn't see at all at the start of the season. So, yeah, I definitely think we're progressing a bit.
Hayley, do you agree with that? Are we trying new things? Do you think this is the right way for the team to be progressing?
Yeah, I would agree with Gaz, actually. It's been a bit of a sort of whirlwind in terms of we had a lot of draws in a row, some poor performances, 3-5-2 happened, and obviously that didn't look good. But I'm happy that the manager has made a decision that, you know, ultimately the 3-5-2 hasn't looked good and we haven't scored enough goals, we haven't looked good enough attacking-wise. So he's done something about it. You know, changed to 4 at the back, had a bit of a strange variation of 4-3-2-1 the other week, and we have scored 6 goals in 2 games since that. So I'm pleased that's changed. And actually, we're still, despite not being great defensively from a couple of blunders, Smalling the other night, we're actually not conceding a lot of goals. If you look at the last 5 games, as an example, so that's got to be a positive. I think if we can stick with this formation and find, you know, something that works in both areas, defensively and attacking-wise, then I think, you know, we should be looking good for top 3. You know, I'm confident from here that we can progress and get that.
Okay, good. Carl,
yeah.
Do you think these two have lost the plot and are far too positive, considering a few weeks ago everything was all doom and gloom and we've only beaten the Titans of Leicester and the mighty Cambridge?
I mean, I don't want to get overboard with it all, but I mean, we're still working on things, as I just said, that the players aren't used to. We're playing brand new things and we're still adjusting. We haven't clicked as yet. We're not playing that fantastic free-flowing football that we saw under Fergie. But to emphasise the point that we are still changing, you've only got to look at the game against MK Dons. You've got to look at the squad that aren't there anymore. We've got Michael Keane in front of me here, Vermil, Yanko, Anderson, Hernandez, Kagawa, Welbeck, Ben Amos, Zaha and Fletcher as well. They've all gone. So Louis van Gaal's still putting his team together. He still doesn't know what his best squad is. He might know what his best first 11 is, but not what his best squad is. But it's the fact we're picking up points, even though we're not playing well. The fact we're picking up points is quite key to me, to be honest.
I sort of feel like recent comments have gone towards it as well, our progression, because I guess a couple of months ago, you sort of expected 3 at the back every single game, and you just expected it. And now, I've not got a clue how he's going to set up for this next game. And hopefully West Ham don't have a clue either.
I think
nice.
Go 3-5-2. I think he's going to go sort of thinking of the physicalness of West Ham, but hopefully I'll be proved wrong. We'll see.
Okay. We'll talk about teams in a second. First, though, whilst we're on progression, do we think Manchester United is the best place for Adnan Januzaj to progress in terms of his own development as a footballer?
No, it's
Go on,
not.
Gaz, tell us why.
It's not. He's a fantastic footballer. I'd love him to stay at United, but it's all about picking the best team, not necessarily picking the best players. And Van Gaal obviously requires a certain amount of work ethic, really, from his players. And I don't think that Adnan can provide the defensive side of the game that Van Gaal sort of demands from his players. And I've seen comments today, I don't know how they've been twisted, I'm sure they have been twisted a little bit, but the comments from Januzaj, and he's come out and he said that he doesn't like playing this defensive game. He can't fit into a team where he has to defend and work a bit harder. However, then when you look at a player like McNair, who's only a year younger than him, he said, I'll play anywhere the manager tells me to play, and I'll put the effort in anywhere the manager tells me to play. And for me, that's just a real big gap in attitude. And if he does actually have an attitude problem, obviously I don't know him, I don't know what happens on the training pitch, but if he does have an attitude problem, then maybe we should be cashing in on him, maybe.
Carl, I can hear you making some noises. What I read, Gaz, is that he said he would work hard and he wants to show his worth in training, but that he doesn't feel he has the defensive qualities.
Yeah.
Not so much a toys out of the pram scenario.
Okay.
But go on, Carl.
No, I agree. It isn't a toys out of the pram scenario, but you've just got to look at his age. Gaz, how old are you, mate? How old are you?
How old are you, Gaz?
How old are you, Gaz?
Go on.
I'm 19.
You're 19. He's the same age as you. He's
joker.
19. The amount of mistakes you will make when you're 19 is is unsurmountable. Exactly, to what he will do. But his career has stalled since under Moisey. He's still got to learn. He's only a kid. He's played well against Leicester. I know Louis van Gaal's tactics don't really allow for him to play in his preferred wing position or number 10, whatever he wants to play. But you've got to look at Louis van Gaal not putting him out on loan to see the sign of support that he's shown him, because he could have gone to Everton, he could have gone to Real Sociedad. The amount of teams that were lining up to take Adnan Januzaj is ridiculous. So my kind of selfish United ego, I'd love to keep him because he is only 19. He's still a kid.
Hayley, go on, sort this one out for us.
If we, were to let him go, or, it's going to end up in another Pogba situation. I mean, that might be a bit far. We don't know what he's going to come, turn out to be. He's got the potential to be, excellent, world class, whatever way you want to look at it. We'll see. But ultimately, we can't just sell him. For me, he's not an option. Absolutely no way. We've got to let him progress in the right way. He got a little bit, I don't know if the word's egotistic after last season, almost like he expected that he should be in the first 11 every single week, which I don't agree with. We've got a big squad. People like Mata, Falcao have to sit in the bench. So we should keep him absolutely. We don't want him to go to another club and absolutely smash it. But ultimately, it's, he can't play every single week. There are other players that are going to offer more, and he's still making decisions that if he was older, he wouldn't be making. So long way to go with him, but keep him.
Is he in your team to play West Ham, Hayley?
No.
Tell us your team.
He's not.
Talk us through it.
My team for West Ham, I've kind of just went with, sort of forget the physical side and just go with the team that are going to play the best creative attacking football. So I've gone with De Gea in nets, obviously. Raphael, hoping he's back. Got a game in the under-21s. So hopefully he'll be in the sort of right back position. Smalling with Rahul and obviously Luke Shaw in the back left back position. Blint, and I've actually gone for Herrera, but that's a whole other thing. I don't know if it's just wishful thinking putting him in, but I've gone for Blint and Herrera in kind of a two deep line holding role. I've gone for Di Maria, Mata, and Rooney, and Falcao up top. Again, is Van Persie going to be dropped? Doubtful, but that's what I would go with.
Okay, I liked it. Carl, tell us yours.
Mine's kind of 4-1-2-1-2 again, but I have gone a bit more kind of steel in there because I think West Ham are a really physical team, especially at Upton Park. So it's David De Gea, Shaw left back, then Jones, Rojo, McNair right back, Blind in front of them, and Di Maria and Fellaini in centre mid because it's a good mix of steel and guile in there. You've got a bit of fanciness with Di Maria, but Fellaini will shore him up a bit. Rooney number 10. RVP, and Falcao scored the other day after giving him my best wishes, so fingers crossed he scores again.
So it was all
Park.
you, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, I did have a lot to play in that as well, but yeah, that's my team.
Okay, Gaz, two very different teams. Tell us your opinions on them.
Yeah, I like them both, but it's the same thing that I said in the last one. It really doesn't.
Thanks,
yeah, it really doesn't
Really
matter.
helpful, that.
It really doesn't matter who you play. Really, it depends if we're gonna play the new United style of the past two games, where we're actually passing it forward, or the old United style of a few months ago, where we're just passing it around the defence.
Okay, what about Herrera, Gaz? Do you want him to play?
I think that Herrera does have to play, and I've heard Adam mention in the past that it depends who you're playing alongside him, though, because I feel like if you had Herrera and maybe Mata alongside him, then you'd see sort of quick, maybe tiki-taka type short passing. But if you've got a player like Rooney alongside Herrera in midfield, it makes it hard for Herrera to get into the game because he's just cancelled out. Because every time Rooney gets it, he does a Steven Gerrard ball, doesn't he, where he just pings it to the wing. And it's the...
I think you find that's called a David Beckham, mate.
No,
Yeah,
it's not, because David Beckham...
Or a Paul Scholes.
Paul Scholes actually reached the player. That's the thing. And in the past couple of games, Rooney's, a few of them have gone straight out for throw-ins.
At Leicester, he had a nightmare, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about West Ham. Carl, who's going to do the damage?
You've got a few players. You've got Song, Downing, really good midfielders. Downing's, I don't know where he's brought his form from this season. He's doing decent. But it's a good thing that Andy Carroll's injured, apparently. He's out with his ankle. Because even though he's a bit of a donkey, he can bag him against us, and he's a big handful. And Reed as well.
A large human.
He is.
Okay, real quick, Hayley, who are we worried about?
I would say again, Andy Carroll. I didn't realise he was injured actually, so he's definitely going to be a threat, or would have been a threat if he was playing. So I'm glad to hear he's not actually in the team. The fact that it's an away game is is enough of an issue in itself. So hopefully the players will actually play like they have done for the last couple of weeks and not the kind of hideous, slow football that we have seen previously.
Okay, right, Gaz, you first. Prediction.
I'm going to say 1-1. Because I think he's going to play 3 at the back because we saw Young come on against Cambridge, and I think 3 at the back, and that means less chances created, but I can't see us losing, and I can see them scoring, so 1-1.
Okay. Hayley?
I'm going to go for 2-1. Positive.
Nice. Carl?
3-1, changing it last minute.
3-1. Smash. All right, these are exciting.
Come on.
God. I'll say 1-0, KG affair.
Nice.
And, I don't know, Phil Jones will score a screamer. Of course,
he'll score a corner.
Right, there we go, guys. Thank you very much. Everybody, let us know what you think will happen against West Ham, what the score will be, who we've got to worry about, what you think about Januzaj and the team's progression. Make sure you enjoy your life, be good to each other, read well, eat well, sleep well.
Don't tell me what to do.
So where is Yeovil? Oh, yeah, no, I've been there. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, love it there. Ah. Lovely bakery.